Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Liverpool Connection podcast, Pub Chat. We're obviously not at the pub because after the 0-0 game we just saw,
hell out of there.
We got out of there as quickly as possible. We were going to do the podcast with Delcross, but he was sitting there with 2 pints of Guinness at the bar. He was having a bunch of crack, and I was like, there's no way I want to interrupt that to talk about the game that we saw.
Bring that misery upon him.
John O, what the hell did we just watch today?
God, that was depressing. I mean, you know, it didn't start, both halves didn't start that bad. But like I said to somebody at one point, it was like you could put a bar on the side of the screen and just, you know, a confidence bar like a video game, and just watch it drain as the half goes on each time. It was like they just got worse and worse as the game went on.
You know, we saw the lineup, and it was the midfield. You know, Klopp made some changes, obviously, from the midweek game.
Yeah.
With a midweek game again against Wolves coming up. But that midfield, when you saw Hendo, Keita, and Milner across the midfield, you kind of knew what kind of game it was going to be. And it pretty much to type, there was no creativity in the midfield. Keita looked like he was trying to commit fouls to get sent off.
Yeah.
He didn't look like he wanted to be there, right?
It was weird with Keita. I mean, he gets the early yellow, which was... Maybe it was a little harsh, honestly, but he just kept doing the same stuff over and over again, and you kind of felt like, well, you just trying to get carded. It was like he didn't adjust at all to the way the ref was calling the game.
You know, when you play a midfield like that, you need creativity in other places. You need your fullbacks to push higher and create. And Trent in the first half had a nightmare. I really thought he may have been subbed at halftime. Put Milner at right back, bring in Bajcetic, you know, and Keita probably needed to come off. But with Salah, Jota, Gakpo, there should have been enough to test Crystal Palace, but it really didn't. You could just tell Jota is off the pace. You know, he is coming back from injury, so I have to give him a little bit of leeway on that.
Yeah, that's pretty... You know, it's maybe a little harsh on Jota because, you know, he's done his best to come in and he's a few minutes here and there, right? So it's hard to just suddenly start and look great.
Yeah.
But you're right about Trent first half. Like, early on, he gives the ball away just on the sideline and gets mad at somebody else. And then from that minute, everything else he did seemed to just get worse and worse. And then, to be fair, they kept him on. I was like you talking about, should they bring him off? Put Milner over there. They kept him on. Start of the second half, he actually looked better. Yeah. But then it just got bad again towards the end of the second half.
You know, the changes Klopp makes in the second half, bringing in Elliott, bringing in Fabinho, they didn't really...
Well, for about 5 minutes, I thought Elliott looked good, chased and everything.
Yeah, but
then when he had time, he hit the ball away 3 times in a row.
Then he couldn't make a 10-yard pass, and it was really interesting, right? And it seems like that he caught the lack of confidence from the other players that were already on the pitch.
Right? It's like everybody just spreads on everybody else. I mean, to be fair to slated Trent for the first half, but he had Matip alongside him and looking nervous as shit and kept doing stupid stuff. And then, you know, Robertson was up and down. He wasn't great either. He had, you know, there was a moment where we finally had a corner, and we were talking about how many big guys we had in there. We had Gakpo, we had Van Dijk and Matip, and
we couldn't get it past the first defender.
He just nails it low to the front post, and I'm like, what are we doing? It's like, so. But you're right. The overall, everybody just seemed to have this knock-on effect on each other. They just drained. And by the end of that game, by about 70 minutes, I didn't want to watch it anymore because you just kind of knew that we weren't really. We had that one chance that Gakpo gets in behind and just the keeper comes out there pretty well to make him make a quick.
Well, Salah had a chance that hit off the crossbar as well, right? But then again, they had a great chance, probably the best chance of the game, when Trent kind of dallied on the ball, got it taken, and then they hit the crossbar as well. But, you know, usually you and I are prepared for these conversations. We have the data, we have the XGs, but this game, I don't know if I really want to review the stats.
I mean,
because the stats aren't going to do the service of just watching that game and just seeing two poor teams going at
exactly.
each other. That's the bottom line.
It
poor
wasn't
teams,
that
right?
Palace deserved to win it. You know, it was probably deserved to be a tie. I mean, both teams missed good chances, but overall, both teams were poor. You know, it was like two bad teams.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, we need to be a team that's trying to get in the Champions League.
Right.
They're a team that's just probably trying to be mid-table.
Yeah, and again, they're probably happy for a home draw against Liverpool, which I don't know that they should. These teams should
right.
anymore be happy with a draw against Liverpool. Liverpool needed the 3 points. You know, we're talking about trying to catch Newcastle. That this game and the game again on the midweek against Wolves, with the game in hand, that we could catch up to Newcastle.
Yeah, we could be level with them by the time.
And then, but also in the larger picture, just creating some confidence in the team as we head into Manchester United in a week. You have to play Real Madrid again.
Why'd you remind me that we're playing Man United?
Because it's the reality of it that this team he needs to find something right.
Yeah.
And today, there was no answers. There was no urgency. There was nobody that wanted to take anybody on. I mean, it didn't seem like anybody wanted to take anybody on the dribble, and it was fascinating. It just fascinates me that the confidence is so low that even your creative players are playing it backwards.
I felt like even, Salah's best shot for a while is probably the fact that it came to him in a blink and he didn't have time to think about it and overcook it. But what the hell? What happened with Fabinho? They brought him on. it's like he 80 minutes? When did he come on? And he just immediately tried to get sent off. It's like, what are you even doing?
Right. He did the Keita.
He takes a terrible angle towards a guy and just like takes him out, and then immediately after that tries to get.
I don't know how you can come in on 80 minutes and be the most tired player on the pitch.
Right.
And you know what sucked about that? Because our man Badger came in and he played just as badly.
Yeah.
You know, he was giving it away, and it's like, no, you can't catch the disease that everybody else. We need you, 18-year-old, to carry us through the season, which sucks as a analysis of this whole team moving forward.
Bobby came in and did the same thing. He gave it away 10, 15 yards inside our own half, right in front of his defense, and just dallied on it and gave it away too.
You know, interesting thing to say, because Palace didn't really press hard, right?
No, not
But
really.
man, I don't know how many times we passed it back to Alisson. No one had any drive to move forward to carry the ball. That's where we miss a Thiago, right? No matter what the deficiencies or what people think, at least he could break the lines. And we didn't have anybody that wanted to do that. Van Dijk didn't really do any long diagonal passes.
Right.
And Matip, he came up a couple times, but it really didn't amount to anything. And, you know, Trent had a couple of balls, but I've never seen a team that pressed us like that. And they weren't even trying to press us. We just didn't want to go forward.
I'd say the only thing, and it's a very small thing, that I did see a little different than some of the games where we have, like second half against Newcastle and so on. I did feel like Henderson, when he would spread the ball wide, it was fast. And same with Matip, to be fair. Like when he's playing the ball out, he plays it fast. You know, sometimes Gomez and even Van Dijk, it's like just rolling it gently. That gives the time for the whole field to shift over. Mm-hmm. But that was about the only positive thing I could really say about the way that we played. I'm really trying to think of other things. You know, like I said, Elliott for a few minutes ran about pretty well, but then like his head went, and he just like, I don't know if he saw movement and then people would stop and then he'd play that pass and look stupid. I don't know what it was, but
yeah. I mean, to me, I think like even a player like Carvalho, who was on the bench finally again today, could have brought something creatively into the front, where we were lacking all over the pitch. You know, just trying to not really combining well. But anyway, you know, we get a point. It's not 3. And we have to move on until next week, but really not much else to say about this game.
No, I mean, we're not completely out of it. It just doesn't feel like we've got any momentum. And at some point, when confidence is so low and you don't keep kind of building.
I have a positive for you.
What's that?
3 shutouts on the bounce in the league.
Okay.
Against 3 pretty crappy teams, but hey, you got
something.
That's
you
something.
Ignore the 5 goals in between. But,
That's a different competition, so they don't really count. Plus, we gave them half of those. But anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining us. Please subscribe, like, comment. You know, whether we win or lose, we still love the Reds, and we're wearing green, so don't adjust your set. But our local has their first game today, and so we're counting on them to bring us out of the doldrums. So up the Reds still, up some greens maybe later on. And, cheers. See you guys next time.
Cheers.